Every year, many businesses invest a lot of money in improving their safety programs. They make this decision to improve. What that typically entails is investing in a book that has training materials, has forms to fill out to keep track of training and to validate that it's been done. Oftentimes, these forms wind up stuck in a desk drawer. They're misplaced. Sometimes they're not even filled out. Without the forms in place to validate that the program is working and the training is being done, you might as well not have the book. I'm here to tell you about the Safety Hound. It's our online bloodhound that's going to sniff out incompliance. The purpose of the Safety Hound is to put safety first. In 2010, $53 billion was spent on workman's comp claims. That's the same as the gross domestic product of the state of Maine. In addition to this, you have millions of dollars spent on fines. You have millions of dollars spent on incidents. A single incident can run $7,000, even if there's not a lost work day. You lose productivity, you lose time. If you have a major injury that misses work days, it can go $28,000 according to statistics. A death in the workplace can run $910,000 on average. In 2010, there were 4,547 deaths in the workplace. This is over $4 billion just as a price of safety not being in place. Experience modification rate. It's the number that the insurance industry uses to determine, it's basically a credit score. It's how they judge if you're a risk or not. If you lower your EMR, you lower the cost of doing business. You drive down the price of your workman's comp insurance. An example of this is if your industry average, if your EMR is 20% above the industry average, you're going to pay 20% more than your base rate for your workman's comp insurance. We have compliance tracking tools built in. You have automated training reminders. These are simple emails that go out based on the safety managers or safety personnel going in and setting up schedules. If these trainings are overdue, there's a built-in escalation path. This escalation path, how many times are you going, as a manager, are you going to see this email saying that you have training overdue? If you understand that training and productivity and the cost of doing business are related. Document storage. Remember those forms I talked about? They get lost. We've built into it the aspect to be able to store these training forms online. If an inspector or auditor shows up and wants to see your records to prove that there was no willful negligence, that's powerful words, willful negligence. Willful negligence because training wasn't performed. Because you have no culture of safety in place. 2010, 14 people were criminally charged for willful negligence due to poor safety conditions. By having these forms in place, you can prove and protect your company and make sure that your people are doing what they're supposed to do. And most importantly, you can analyze the data to find out. You don't want to be training for blood-borne pathogens if you have a high rate of incidents for back injuries. The safety personnel can go in and update the schedule. They look at the trends and update and create a feedback loop that helps protect your employees and your profits. So what we have, safety manager goes in, sets up your training schedule, identifies what the training should be. If it's going to be something they physically have to show up to, you can tell where it needs to occur. Simple, you can set it. You can set it months in advance. At an employee level, you identify where they work, what they do, how long they've been there, and there are features below the fold that you can't see that identify how current they are on their training and what topics you've identified they may need in addition to their normal duties. You have powerful reporting tools, let you look at it and see exactly what you want to assign, where you're at, and manage your workforce. As I mentioned earlier, you get a simple email saying, hey, you have training due. Tells you what your topic is and reminds you to do it. When you hit the escalation path for your training overdue, Miss B. Griffith is not happy because you're not doing what you're supposed to. She gets this email. How many times is she going to allow this to happen before she identifies that the safety in the department may not be as a result of the employees, but those in charge? It creates that feedback, that escalation. It drives safety home. And as I said, the employees go home safe. You know that your workplace is much safer, your employees are more productive, and there is a direct correlation based on statistics showing there is an increase in morale as a result of good safety. The increase in morale drives increased productivity. And that leads to profits. Better safety, better productivity, and savings on workers' comp insurance. We're straight to the bottom line for the company. Our customers, manufacturing and logistics firms in the United States. There's 640,000 manufacturing firms. We want people whose EMR is above the national average because those are the ones who benefit most from what we're doing. To get there, we want to work with benefits providers. They already speak the language that the customers understand. They're already talking to our ideal customers, and they understand who needs us most. We're going to work with safety consultants. The feedback we've received from these consultants is that they don't have the tools that we're introducing. It's not there for the workplace. And finally, just the traditional marketing to be where our customers are. The trade shows, the web presence, and the traditional marketing campaigns. We do have competition. First and foremost, you have two big giant players in the market. They handle all aspects of safety training. Pure Safety and Coastal DuPont. Pure Safety handles 35% of the Fortune 500 companies. But the key is they're serving the big giant companies. The target customers that we've identified are underserved. Then there are the traditional safety program providers. They're the ones who write the big giant books. The books are full of good material, but as I've said earlier, oftentimes this material is not getting utilized to its full capability. That's how the Safety Hound is going to put their programs on steroids. We're going to take good material that's underutilized and put it where it needs to be, in the hands of the trainers and the safety personnel to make sure it's getting done. The process is automated and fits into their routine. So, in our industry, in our space, our customers are used to paying a subscription model. They're used to paying based on how many employees they have. We're going after the same model, average head count. As the product grows, there are other things that we're going to add in to generate more revenue and to provide a safer environment for the employees. Things such as tools for job site analysis, material safety data sheets, things of this nature. So, for revenue, in 2012, we'll be finishing up the private beta build-out that we're in right now. As we get the feedback from our customers, we'll be able to increase our marketing campaigns and putting out to the people that we can serve best. And by 2014, we should have 1,000 companies in the pipeline. At the price point that we've identified, we should be generating over $4 million in revenue. I'm Clifton Wilson. The reason we're doing this is because I understand this space. I've been in logistics for the last 20 years. The first 8, I was the guy out breaking the rules. I worked for supervisors whose idea was productivity's first. Well, we'll deal with that safety later. We got to get these loads out the door. For the last 12 years, I've been trying to fix those habits with employees to help the productivity by focusing on safety. As I've said earlier, there is a direct correlation between safety, morale, and productivity. That I understand this pain because it is my pain. Daryl Kaufman co-founder, coder. He writes the code, I do the talking. Our mentors, Ken Roman, Senior Vice President with Archer Malmo. Everybody's pointed out that Archer Malmo has been a great help and great investment with this program. Ken has been especially helpful with us, and I do appreciate it. Sally Pace, you met her earlier, First Tennessee Financial, Senior Vice President, Marketing and Communications. She has been fantastic and really helped keep us on point. And then we have Mr. Alan Daisley. He's with the Memphis Bioworks Foundation. He's the guy that, as a mentor, showed up randomly to make sure that we're working on what we're supposed to, challenging us and making sure our concepts were correct. So, what we've done, 97 days ago when we started this program, we had an idea. This morning, we had a product. It's out there. We're testing it out, learning from our customers what's happening. We've also received seed funding from the Solidus Group. $15,000 doesn't sound like a lot, but that $15,000 is what allowed us to pay the additional coders that we needed and to develop the things for this program. To go forward, what we need is $700,000. We have an aggressive plan in place where we need developers, the infrastructure, the servers on this type of program. They cost money. We need help with that. And we also know that we need to be where our customers are. So we're going to travel a lot to be at trade shows. We've identified 1,200 customers in this geographic area that meet the criteria we've defined. That's with a safety average that is worse than the national average. There's 1,200 customers who can use our service. To get there, we need your help. I'm Clifton Wilson. I want you to take a journey to help make the American workplace safer and more profitable for the companies and safer for the employees. Thank you.